how much does big game experience tell in situations like this? I was just running through a list of players today. When you look at the players at Persepolis who were left over from the final in 2018, there's not that many players that are actually left. I think there's only a handful, a couple of fringe players who didn't play and haven't really played in this Champions League campaign either. But I think Jalal Hosseini's probably the most experienced campaigner, the captain of the side, obviously, who's left over. But apart from that, two or three players are left over. So, within the space of 24 months, the entire squad's been turned over. But I was looking through Ulsan and the players who have played in either won or played in an AFC Champions League final. Hong Chul didn't actually play in the final, but was with Songnam the entire way through 2010 when they lifted the trophy. Ko Myung Jin was with FC Seoul when they lost that final to Guangzhou that we talked about earlier against Guangzhou Evergrande. Obviously, Lee Kun Ho won the final with Ulsan back in 2012. But then you also look at the big game experience from their other players. Lee Chung Yung, incredible experience playing across Europe. Same with Park Joo-ho as well. Kim Ki-hee, who's came back this year, won the MLS Cup with Seattle Sounders last year. They've got big game experience. How much does that count in a game such as this? The fact we're not going to have fans, I don't know if that means that there is the potential for players to get overawed in a stadium with no one there, but it is still a final. So does that count for anything? And I mean, you're a former player, Roshan, so I'll come to you. Does that count for anything in a game like this?
It does, but I'm laughing because Ulsan, all the names that you mentioned, plenty of experience, great squad, fantastic talent. They've fallen short domestically, haven't they, in big matches when it came down to the punch against John Book in the cup final and against John Book in the league as well. So, again, do those jitters sort of come back and affect them in this competition? I know Junior Nagao has spoken about, there's been a mentality shift. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that win against Vissel Kobe would have given them a bit of a boost here. And when it comes down to mentality, that's why I say Persepolis have that edge for me. They might not have the same sort of technician, the same sort of quality throughout their squad, but the mentality that they have has just blown me away. I've just loved the way that they fought their way through games. They've been resilient, and I think that's what Ulsan are going to have to overcome here, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, we sort of joked about this on a few occasions during the tournament. Will Ulsan do an Ulsan? Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think when you look at the squad on paper, I mean, they are, if they're not the strongest squad in the competition, they're certainly up there with a Chunbuk, maybe Yokohama Marinos, and even at that, they're more of a team than a collection of high-quality individuals. Ulsan's a fantastic squad. I mean, you look at Yun Pitkaram, you mentioned Junior Negron, who finished top scorer in the K-League this year. He scored, I think in all competitions, he scored 33 goals this year. You've got Kim In-sung down that left side, who's such a talented player. You've got Won Do-jae, who doesn't even start on a regular basis. He's just been named Korean Young Player of the Year. He was MVP at the Under-23 tournament, the AFC Under-23 AFC tournament that we were at earlier this year in January. There's Park Joo-ho. There's so much. I mean, even to the point where they can perform the way they're performing with their first choice goalkeeper, Jo Hyun Wo, the World Cup goalkeeper. He's not even here. They're playing with the second string goalkeeper, Jo Soo-hook, who has been exceptional. You look at their bench, you look at all the players that you talked about, Paul. The Lee Kyun-ho's. Bjorn Johnson, he scored 5 goals coming off the bench. He's the joint second highest scorer in the tournament. Hong Chul, Lee Dong-kyung, another very talented young player who's shown in the under-23s earlier this year too. They have so much talent, and yet they bottled it up. They have done it all this. They were leading the K-League until 2 rounds from the end. They blew it. They were in with a very good shot of winning the Korean FA Cup. They blew it in the final in the second leg after 1-1 in the first leg. We go back to last year, and again, Paul and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. They were superb in the group stages last year. I mean, I think they were probably the best team in the group stages, certainly in the East. 2-0 up against Arabo after the first leg, and they blow it. Kuroki, of all players, completely does them in the second leg. And if I remember right, that was the second leg was in Ulsan as well. So, who knows? Who knows? I think one of the keys in this will be Kim Do-hoon will obviously, the head coach is obviously a key. The talk, and I don't know if this has been officially confirmed yet or not, but the talk is the feeling is he's leaving at once this is done. This is his last chance to do something. He's had so much of being branded the nearly man with the nearly team throughout his entire time. He's played second fiddle to Chunbuk the whole time he's been in charge of the club. Well, guess what? He's in the final of the Champions League and he's not playing against Chunbuk. He must be, and he hasn't had to play against Chunbuk in this competition. He must be thanking his lucky stars. He will be going in there hoping and praying that he can go out on a massive high to be able to turn around and go, yeah, okay, we didn't win the K-League. We didn't win the Korean FA Cup. We didn't win any of those. But you know what? We're Asian champions. That'll do me. What a way to finish your time at the club.